mum's in jail, or most of them, 50% haven't got a dad. My first name is Stephen, but I go by Steve, and I am 70 years of age. So many I can't even begin to remember, but so I would have a lot of free. Yes, just the last couple of weeks, Southern River Band, awesome band out of Thornley. Ramstein, Viagra Boys, Joe Jackson. In fact, I got tickets to see him in Dublin next year. John Mellencamp has always been my big sort of music hero, and Steve Earle. Kings of Leon I really like. I'd like to think my superpower is around my interpersonal communication skills. And I say that because whenever I attempted to do anything technical, or that's really hopeless, I don't have the mind that can concentrate on the detail for long enough. I get bored or something. Always been either sales roles, that role that is between the customer and the provider of IT service, whatever. Being curious, asking people a lot of questions. I really like to understand what their problems are, what their needs are, what they want to get out of things, and being able to be that person that can kind of articulate accurately what they want to achieve and what the outcomes are, what the measures are that would show achievement, and then being able to work with technical people and get them to deliver. So all of those mean that you've got to be pretty good at listening, speaking, presenting, writing, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's always been my strength. But when it came to dealing with customers, I loved that side of it. I've always, particularly in the sales role that I've had, I've always loved building relationships with customers, which usually goes beyond just the business. So I think that's my superpower, doing this work with the Smith family. So now I'm in this whole new world, right, of largely underprivileged kids who are all bright. I think another thing about communication, you've got to be adaptable to the situation you're in. So I've been used to dealing with people in business, some of whom sometimes are quite toxic people, and you've got to deal with that. Now I'm dealing with 8 to 10 year olds who are great kids, but who've got backgrounds where mum's in jail, or most of them, 50% haven't got a dad. It's that kind of world. So again, adapting your style and being good and talking to the kids and listening and working out how you can add value. And in my case, even though they position these learning clubs for Smith family as something that helps the kids' numeracy and literacy, actually that's not the big deal. The big deal is the kids get one-to-one attention from adults, and the best thing I can do with those kids is be very encouraging and supportive. So again, it's about what you say, how you say to them, how you relate to them, get them to trust you and all that kind of stuff. Build the trust over time, because a lot of them are quite scared of adults. So yeah, that's where I'm using it these days in my retirement years of trying to add some value back into society.